Hi, welcome back. I'm Fio, and this is an RPG Maker tutorial, but don't be fooled. As usual, we will dabble in other topics as well, so stick around even if you aren't interested in step-by-step tutorials. If you've done the task from last episode, you should have your own little map decorated with default assets, like this one. You can set your starting position, run around, and you'll quickly notice there's stuff you can move on and stuff you can't. Put a pin on that, because we will look at that later. You'll quickly notice that you'll quickly and decipher. I smell the sound of anxious screaming.
Hi.
Ooh, little glowing squares. What you doing? I am trying to record a tutorial. Tutorial? Sort of something that helps people do things. Ooh, I want to be helping people. Can I help? No, thank you. Okay. So you'll record now? Yep, I'll record it now. Don't let me stop you. Okay. Let's try this again. Hi, welcome back to this RPG Maker tutorial that is not just a tutorial. I'll explain to you how you can tell what to walk on. I'll explain to you how you can tell what to walk on. Ah! Are you okay? What's wrong?
Nothing.
It's just I've been trying to record this for months now. For months? And I just can't. Starting is hard. I get nervous. My heart explodes. I forget to breathe, or even what I wanted to say. There's just me, the microphone, and a whole lot of awkward silence. I'll have to edit out. I don't know. Maybe I should just not. Not? Is the spider tangling your thoughts? What? If speaking out of your head is hard, why would you not note it down? Writing is fun. I want to be a writer. That's the thing. I wrote down all the points I wanted to make. I even prepared a little museum to show how some of the tiles work, and it just doesn't work. What points did you want to make? So I wanted to show basic eventing and how to tell which tiles are walkable. But for that, I have to show the menus first, and if I show all the important menus, I'll have to show eventing. I just don't even know where to start.
This is hopeless.
What menus? I don't know this. Can you show me? Sure. So, there are 5 important menus to keep in mind. First are the map properties from last episode. You right-click on your map to open them. There you can choose your tileset, chart your map size, change the background, or check what music is playing. Second is the resource manager, where you can see the assets in your project. Assets are any kind of file that is part of your project, like your art, your sound effects, and your music, for example. And the third important menu is the database. Here you do everything outside of your map. It has a lot of tabs. I recommend looking through them. What about the other 2 menus? Do they have soup? Put a pin in them. They'll get important later. For now, we are looking for a specific tab in the database. There. In the database, you'll find the tilesets. These are what people made their maps with. The tileset is separated in the lower and the upper layer, and you get a few options to work with. There is terrain, passability, and passage, and on the upper layer you also have an option called counter. If you look at passage, you'll see the world's most confusing tic-tac-toe screen. Lots of X's, circles, and stars, sometimes even squares. You can change them by clicking on them. These symbols tell the computer which tiles the player can and can't walk on. X marks the tiles you can't walk on. O are the tiles you can walk on. And stars are tiles above the player. You can walk underneath them. The square is a special tile. This wall here, for example, is a square tile. You'll see that I can walk behind the top tile of this wall, but not the lower parts. But we'll get into tilesets more in a different episode. Also, passage lets you choose specific directions. That's how these cliff sides are made. The edge, for example, doesn't allow the player to pass through the left, but all the other directions are possible. And counters, we'll go. And counters, we'll get back to them in a bit. For now, put a pin in them. What are you doing?
Snapping little drawings. It helps me remember things.
Did you draw them?
Yes, I want to be an artist.
This was the walking pin. It can go. These pins are for the menus we left out. This is the pin for the counters. And these are the pins for all the other things I want to make. Okay. Okay. Let's do menu 4 now. Menu number 4. Look, let's talk about eventing. Eventing is the bread and butter of your map. That is how you get something for your player to do on your map.
I want to be able to look at this rock.
To make events, you have to right-click on your map and choose Create Event. Or you can hit Enter after selecting a tile. Then this window opens.
What, the Windows 98?
It looks empty at first, but this is where you make the magic happen. The white part is where you'll do your eventing. Eventing is basically telling your engine what you want to happen. For those that are afraid of coding, don't worry. This isn't coding. Everything is fine, I promise. Make sure you give a good name to your event so you recognize it later. Good naming conventions are very important.
Event.
Let's say you want your player to be able to look at this rock. Right-click on the rock. Create an event. Name it or face the wrath of 1,000 codcods. You'll have to double-click or hit Enter inside the white part of the screen. You'll come face to face with a list of building blocks. I like to imagine them like little magic spells that you shout at the computer.
Ooh, I like magic.
Each spell has a predefined function. Right now, we want to choose Show Text, the first command up here. But the computer won't know what text it is supposed to show, so it asks you for help with this little window. I think it is just a very confused robot that needs very specific instructions.
Just like you.
Enter the text you want, but don't cross the gray. Immensely hard. Enter the text you want, but don't cross the gray, immensely hard to see borders. It will cut off your text. You can write up to 4 lines, but less is usually more. Keep in mind, you'll have an impatient demon lord play your games. Walls of glyphs are solid barriers to him. You can put as many of these blocks after each other as you like. RPG Maker will handle them in order from top to bottom. There's just one last thing you have to pay attention to for now, and that's priority. Priority lets you choose if this event is above, below, or on the same layer as your character. Make sure it's set to same as characters or the rock will refuse you. And now you can inspect the rock. It is a rock. Oh, and by the way, to interact with things on the same layer as the player, you have to be on a tile next to them, face their direction, and press Interact, which can be space, enter, or Z. If you want to edit the text, choose the event command you want to change and hit space, or right-click and choose Edit. Delete by hitting Delete. Should we make another event?
Oh, I want to talk to a person.
Okay, for that, create another event, give it a name,
because true names give me power.
Yes.
I shall name her Casper.
Set the event priority as same as character. Next, go to graphic. Set the graphic. You could choose from the tile set or other assets in your project.
I want the one with the edgy hair.
Then we'll give Casper something to say, and she's ready to go.
I think Casper doesn't like people in her personal space. Makes her uncomfortable. You know, people pushing when standing in line? I hate when people are pushing in line. I demand at least 1 tile of space per person. But I also still want to talk to Casper.
Well, that's what counters are for. Any tile marked as a counter lets you interact with events in a straight line behind them.
So, for example, I can talk to this lady behind the counter, but I can also talk to her from across the counter. Same with this painting here in the corner. Even though it hangs 2 tiles up in the air, I can look at it, and I can talk to this person from the distance. However, there are limits to this. For instance, you will see that even though all these tiles are counter tiles, I will not be able to look at the painting from all the way over here. We can see that it doesn't work until this point. So basically, all these green tiles are counter tiles, which means you have a distance of 4 tiles at maximum that you can use with the counter. But that helps you to talk to people over places where you can reach them. There's, however, a trick how you can still talk to people even though a distance. So if we click here, you will see I have an event here that is called call event. Now, call event you'll find on the 3rd page down here. It lets you call a specific event on the map. That's why we label everything and give very good names to our events so we know which ones we can call. So for instance, if I choose the NPC counter, if I go down here, you'll see I will call both the boy and the counter lady.
And now you know what counters are. It's nice to finally have a counter that I can lean on and stare into those dead, edgy eyes with the dark backstory. I want to be a professional admirer of dark backstories. Are you okay? I actually came to ask you for help. You haven't gotten excited about something edgy in months, and I need sustenance. I am starving. I don't even know myself anymore. Who am I? What do I like? Tell me, puppeteer. In front of an empty menu, how is one to survive without food? Right. Right. Let's talk about the last menu you regularly need to use. This thing here. That button. Use it. Use the help button. It opens the index for you on the page that you need. The index is very condensed, and while it can't answer all your questions, it is especially great if you're starting out. Forgot how to change the color of your text? Help button brings you to the right place in the index. Want to read up on the menu you're in? Help button. You can also access the index from the main screen. If you, for example, need to check what keys you can use, you can open the trusty little purple book and, wait. You can use the numpad? Huh. The other most important source of help is usually just an active and supportive community. I hope that I can somewhat bring that back. You know, nudge people to help each other on forums or in comments. Not having this feeling of being met with just Google it when you struggle with something. I think people underestimate how much it means to feel like you can turn somewhere. It can make such a difference to hear something positive. One person wrote me a message saying that they would really like me to continue. That meant a lot, even if I panicked when responding. I went on about my then broken microphone because it felt like that was what kept me from doing anything. That little interaction actually helped me to finally order the spare parts. I think you could have just started recording any time, even with our bad laptop mic. No, I couldn't. Why not? I mean, I probably could have. Yeah, I thought about it, but honestly, I just think I'm afraid. What if it isn't good enough?
Well, it won't be.
Thank you.
It definitely, absolutely won't be good enough. I mean, you've barely any editing experience. You'd like to learn voice acting and write dialogue, but you don't even manage to hold a conversation without making everyone awkward. You'll struggle explaining something to someone without sounding condescending or making people angry at you. You ramble and overshare, and your thoughts are like moths, all over the place, fluttering to the nearest light source, but forgetting the points you actually wanted to make. Where was I going with this?
I don't know. I don't want to.
It won't be good enough.
Nothing will ever be good enough.
It won't be good enough. But that's okay.
Hmm.
Make bad tutorials, make bad games, or bad woodworking, or bad abstract dancing. It's okay to do something as a hobby. Doesn't need to be perfect. Doesn't need to be your defining feature or your magnum opus. Try stuff. You never know what you'll learn if you don't back yourself in the corner.
But people will judge. They'll suffer through me trying.
Hey, we can suffer together. People can choose not to watch videos, you know. I don't think they mind or they wouldn't watch.
I mind though. I don't know if I should do this.
You should do it.
What if I don't want to continue down the line?
You'll do something else.
Should I even start it?
You should start. Come on.
Should I even start anything?
Would you rather we go back to do nothing?
No, but what if I'm too fast? What if I'm too slow? What if people aren't going to have fun?
I'm having fun. And I like being back. I want us to do stuff. I want to be something together.
All right. I guess I'll give recording a try.
It's okay. My paper dolls have been recording the whole time.
Here is your homework. First of all, comment your easiest favorite recipe. I'm hungry. And I expect at least one of you to respond with "Hello hungry, I'm bad," or "I'll be not angry, just tremendously disappointed." Second, familiarize yourself with the database. Look through the different tabs you have, just so you've seen them once. Then briefly look through all the options you have for eventing. All of them. You don't need to get what they do, but it's important to see what building blocks you have at your disposal, and this way you'll build the vocabulary you need to. And here are some tiny tasks for you to practice. And most importantly, don't stop yourself from trying. You don't have to create the next Skyrim or Undertale. Start small. It's okay to be bad at something. It's okay to try. And it's okay to enjoy yourself on the way. Most important is label your events properly, and label your events properly. Thank you for stopping by. Stay silly.